immediately because
it was just my time to shine.
The bell entered the round and saved it, and somehow or other, in a minute, the corner. Oh, Tyson nailed! There goes Tyson! What a shot! Can Mike get up? The count is up to 3, and 4, and 5. Tyson, we never expected to see this. Does he know where he is? We got a new heavyweight champion. We have a new heavyweight champion. It's over.
Maybe the most poignant shot I've ever seen of a fighter on the canvas. Mike groping for the mouthpiece, groping in a sense for the lost identity of Mike Tyson.
Tyson lost not only his title, but a part of himself that he could never regain.
He had lost that thing which frightened everybody the most when they got in the ring with him, his aura of invincibility. He was no longer invincible.
Once Tyson's invincibility was shattered, it's like Humpty Dumpty. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put him back together again.
Buster Douglas probably began the long, slow slide to tragedy. Because once Tyson could be beaten, then in a sort of symbolic way, then it really was open season on Mike Tyson.
You could see that Mike was headed for a brick wall in his life. It was just to be a matter of when he was going to hit it, not if he was going to hit it. And he hit it in Indianapolis, and hard.
Oh, I'm in a dream day after day. Beautiful women, such an array. What can I say?
Here you have a guy who probably never thought of himself as an attractive guy, right? Then he becomes a heavyweight champion of the world, and all of these women are available to him.
He did have a appreciation for the female form. I can remember going to see him. He asked me, was I going to any clubs and did I know any girls? I said, yeah, Mike, I know a couple, but I want to try to keep them away from you, if I possibly can.
I said, why are you so rough? We're talking to women in Hollywood parties. I mean, here's some of the things you say to these movie stars. It's awesome. You wouldn't say that to your mother. You wouldn't say that to a bad girlfriend. He said, doctor, come to see me just because who I am. They think I'm an animal, some kind of gorilla. They don't want to know me. They just want to know the savage guy. Well, they want to know a savage guy. I'm going to give them a savage guy.
And women were turned on by the raw power. And in fact, the same things that made some people scared of him also made him, very attractive.
I swiftly turned around and I noticed his hand going back to his body, away from my behind. And I said, try that again and I'll smack the blank out of you.
Since 1988, Mike Tyson has had more than a dozen brushes with the law, including several involving sexual assault. In July of 1991, he was arrested and charged with the rape of 18-year-old Desiree Washington, a contestant in the Miss Black America beauty pageant.
Basically, I'm innocent. Didn't do nothing. Desiree Washington knows what happened. I know what happened, and we go prove that I'm innocent.
I can't say I was shocked. It was no secret to anybody inside boxing. Tyson was roaming the sexual landscape in a very free way.
Mike Tyson, he was a child prodigy run amok. And as often happens with child prodigies, there's nobody there to say no. And when somebody says no, it doesn't register.
He liked to hurt women during sex. His wires were crossed in his mind between violence and eroticism. And he couldn't keep the two straight.
If a woman goes with you and goes into your room and goes into your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then she accuses him of rape, I think that Tyson didn't believe it.
No means no. No means no.
Regardless of the ulterior motives or the situations premeditating that brought her to his hotel room, no means no. Rape is rape.
Mike's track record and Mike's history and Mike's persona is not one that gave you confidence that her no was respected.
The only two people know what happened in that room are Mike Tyson and Desiree Washington. So hard evidence, I don't think there was a lot of hard evidence.
Get off me, please, get off me. And he was like, don't fight me, don't fight me. And the person was a lot stronger than I was, and he just did what he wanted. And I was saying, stop, please, stop. And he just didn't stop.
I was at the rape trial. I covered it for 14 days. And all I had to do was listen to Desiree Lynn Washington say how the rape had occurred, and I believed her. Anybody that listened to her believed her. It was hard not to, how graphic she was.
The juxtaposition of this massive man and this little bitty, very young girl really had an impact, and I thought that impact carried right through her testimony.
Once she testified, you could tell when you watched the jury that, in my opinion, they believed what she said, and that was it.
Mike Tyson is a complex, injured, traumatic human being. He was shown as an animal, and the tactic was to present him as an animal.
Suddenly there he was on the witness stand, buck naked and incapable of defending himself. And the prosecutor, Garrison, beat him to a pulp.
Mike Tyson testified, quote, I was having oral sex with her. She asked for intercourse. She never told me to stop. She never said that it hurt. She never said no.
Mike Tyson was a babbling idiot, and that's not